A young man hitting puberty has trouble controlling himself. He uses his friends who are bugs.
Flies. A lot of them. To do his bidding and attack people he doesn't like.
This is not happening.
And
I think we captured the essence of this episode.
yeah, I don't think we need to go much farther than that intro. I mean, it really sells it, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
The audience knows exactly what to expect.
For the 30 of them who watched this episode in season 9, I'm convinced people just started, they fell off the wagon for X-Files after season 6.
Well, I mean, yeah, I would say the majority of the mythology heavies fell off for sure.
Right. And you would think that this being a Monster of the Week episode, it'd have a little bit of some traction because those are generally more fun. They're not as heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And this has some interesting bits and pieces to it. I will give it that.
Mm-hmm.
Some stars to be. I don't think they were big in 2001. But
No.
Yeah. So as we have alluded, we're covering Lord of the Flies, episode 5 of season 9, written by Thomas Schnauz, directed by our friend Kim Manners. I thought you were going to say something about it.
I was just saying it's his first writing credit.
It is. And it's not bad. Inspired by Dumbass. Inspired by Jackass.
There you go.
Yes.
Of which there's a brand new movie.
Is there really? Rush to the theaters. Buy your tickets now.
There's nothing quite like watching grown 50-year-old men act like 20-year-olds.
That's all I got, unfortunately. Yeah, so it was created by Jeff Tremaine, Spike Jonze, and Johnny Knoxville. It aired for 3 short seasons on MTV between October 2000 and August 2001, which made it topical. So you could jump into that.
I mean, it was very on brand. Like, this is, okay, this is what television's turning into. Let's make fun of it kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that.
Well, and it's different for the X-Files. And I do appreciate that they're trying to branch out and do different things. Although they do cover some ground that they have already been on before.
What was the last Handycam episode?
Ooh.
Or something similar, at least.
Ooh,
it would have to be X-Cops.
Yeah, that makes sense. I couldn't have told you that. That wasn't the ground I was going to say was being covered. I'm referring, of course, to entomologists.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun reveal there. I'll save that. But also, really important to mention, we've got Aaron Paul as one of the leads, as well as Jane Lynch from Glee fame. Both excellent actors.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Aaron Paul's going to go on to do Breaking Bad with Vince Gilligan. So I guess maybe Vince saw something in the young star at this point.
I mean, he's definitely doing his job. I think, this is a role probably anyone could have taken in a teen role.
Yeah.
I think he does a good job. I'm not going to say he blows it out of the water, but yeah, I think Aaron Paul does a perfectly fine job here. And as we know, he becomes quite the actor growing up. So
indeed, yeah.
I'm sure Vince Gilligan saw something.
But of course, the real stars of this show are the flies, of which there is quite the scene midway through. That is not a special effect. It is a practical. And speaking of flies, what's the status of the fly that's buzzing around your office?
I'm sorry to announce, and I know this has been with us for a few weeks now.
No.
I came down here, and he's dead on the floor.
Wow.
So I would like, as much torment as he has caused me the last 3 weeks, appearing and disappearing at will.
Yes.
It's
making
strange.
His presence known.
He's this mutant fly. I sent you a photo and a short video of it.
I think you'll have to put that into Facebook so that people can...
He's big. He's a big boy. And I don't know where he came from, but strangely and appropriately enough, we were coming to this episode in the beginning of season 9, and that's when he chose to appear. So I would like to raise a glass to him, as crazy and frightening as he was to look at. And when he appeared out of nowhere, it changed my life while we were recording. So
yeah, you screamed like a little girl, and it's quite impressive.
here's to him. He is dead, unfortunately, but
Yes.
he will live on.
Did we ever?
All of us.
Did we christen him?
No. Would you like to name him? I'll give you that honor.
I totally have the name for him.
Oh, yeah.
Buzz.
Buzz. Good name.
Yeah.
His name is Buzz.
His name is Buzz.
On the nose, and we like that.
Well, alas, that is a shame. It was quite the picture, and I hope you do share it on Facebook because
I might just put his picture as the episode cover or something.
That'd be appropriate.
We'll see.
And of course, the other note is that this episode is named after a famous book from 1954 by William Golding. Did you read Lord of the Flies, Mike?
I did not.
Oh, now listen. It is a classic for a reason.
It is.
Do you know what it's about?
Oh man, you put me on the spot. No, I don't remember. I know of it.
You know it exists.
I know it exists, and I know it's important. I'm not right now able to think of that. So go ahead, please tell us.
Okay, well, it is about prepubescent boys who are stranded on a desert island. I believe it's an air crash or a boat crash or something. And they have to find a way to survive and get along in little sort of proto-tribes. And the brilliance of the book, it gets violent, it gets bad. But the brilliance is that you forget that they're pre-teens. You forget that they're young because they have very adult-like reactions, what you would say are kind of what humanity would be reduced to. Yeah, when they're in a wild environment with no law. And not to spoil it for you, I really do think you should read it. But at the end, they get rescued and they just fall apart because they realize what they've become. It's quite a brilliant reveal. So that does not really happen in this episode. So it is a loose connection at best, mostly because of the flies.
Just
flies
the
are
title.
Yeah, they're not a part of the book at all. Flies.
No.
Well, actually, there is a moment. But anyway, it doesn't really apply here at all. This episode is about the volume of flies and the way the flies interact. So that's all you really need to know about that.
And the fact that there is a Lord of the Fly.
Well, exactly. So with all that put out there, shall we buzz off and fly into this episode, mercurially landing from point to point, like taken by the wind?
I would like to be drawn to the stink of this episode. Whether it's good or bad, we'll find out.
And then swatted at the end and splattered all over the
Yes.
analogy has now run its course. All right, Mike, we open in a baseball field. Kinetic handheld shot on VHS showing us Aaron Paul, playing the role of Sky Commander Winky in this episode, as he introduces us to himself and his pal Captain Dare, both high school seniors with something to prove. Thoroughly aping the trend that was Jackass on MTV at this time, the show they're recording, Dumbass, will show Captain Dare performing death-defying stunts, described and egged on by Winky, surrounded by an audience of high school teens. For their first stunt, Captain Dare straps on his football helmet and takes a baseball to the nuts. "That's a dumbass," proclaims Winky. For the second stunt, Captain Dare will pilot a porta-potty on wheels as it's propelled by a car. Before he sets off, he asks his girlfriend Natalie for a good luck kiss, but she's just confused as to why on earth he's doing this. Within short order, the porta-potty is launched, spilling over onto the grass. Everyone's super impressed and excited, and soon enough, Captain Dare emerges, covered in green ooze, charging into the unsuspecting crowd. For the last stunt, Captain Dare will pilot a shopping cart down a hill, taking flight after hitting a launch ramp as he sails over his girlfriend Natalie. Natalie is obviously not impressed with this idea, but is eventually peer pressured into doing it. As Natalie holds a lit sparkler between her lips, don't do this at home, kids. Captain Dare sets off down the hill, veering off as the shopping cart proves it has no ability to steer. It turns on its side, spilling Captain Dare onto the pavement before his loving audience. Winky makes an attempt to salvage the ending, heading over to the limp body of Captain Dare. As Natalie tries to revive Dare, she shakes off his helmet, only to reveal that his head is impossibly caved in. And we go to credits. Wow.
Well.
Yeah. What a head-busting opening.
Interesting. I was fine with it my first viewing. I'm fine with it now. It's goofy. It's meant to be goofy.
Yeah.
I would say the most alarming thing, and this is probably what they're going for, is the reveal of his head.
Oh,
So
sure.
it's not bloody. It's not gory of any kind. There's no flesh. It's just literally his head that looks like a deflated ball.
Yeah.
Inside the helmet, which I don't know if it's funny or if it's kind of terrifying that could actually happen. I don't know. But yes, that's quite the reveal.
I have my doubts that this could actually happen.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, it may be, but I sure hope that they took some liberties.
Extreme circumstances.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, my wife and I were in Australia doing a walking tour, and the part of Australia we were in was a bit remote. And the flies were a thing. Like it was, we were very lucky to have little bug hats with us so we could keep them off of our face. But if you're walking behind the person and you see all the cluster of flies that are gathering on their back, it's like, is this actually fun, what we're doing? Because that's gross. But yeah, it's a hell of an open. I do like that his face has suffered such an extreme bit of damage, and the helmet's fine. So it is a great little mystery question that they started the episode with. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
We come back to Doggett and Reyes as they emerge from an elevator at the medical examiner's unit at Ocean County, New Jersey. They're met by the medical examiner, who's pleased that the experts at the FBI have arrived.
Eric Avari.
Why don't you explain exactly what happened here, Doctor?
Well, I can't. That's the point.
You can't tell us anything?
Well, all things considered, I'd prefer not to go on record.
Why is that?
It's the kid's parents. They're suing everyone.
For what?
Everything. They're suing the county for making the street too steep. The supermarket he stole the shopping cart from. The company that made the helmet he was wearing.
Off the record, Doc. What the hell does that got to do with a supermarket shopping cart?
You familiar with the Dumbass Show?
The Dumbass Show?
It's a cable TV show where the kids act like, well, dumbasses. They videotape themselves doing stupid stunts.
You mean this was an accident?
I'd prefer not to get sucked into a legal nightmare here. You investigate the unexplained. How about you explain it to me?
Dr. Fountain, do you see this?
What the hell is that?
You asking me?
Bill, a.k.a. Captain Dare, has been revealed on the slab of the morgue, his eyelids seemingly twitching. Reyes uses forceps to open the eyelid, and hundreds of flies burst forth, flying angrily. So if you have a phobia related to flies, this is not going to be your episode.
Good old CGI flies.
Yeah, these ones are CGI for sure.
Absolutely. Just want to shout out to you, Andrew. Complete coincidence, but I've got the episode playing in the background.
Oh, yeah.
And you started that video exactly where it was on my... So I was watching it and hearing it in my headphones. Pretty epic.
Wow. Well, I have a secret to reveal to you. It's not a coincidence.
What?
Yeah, I've got a camera in your office.
Oh my
God.
God.
It allows me to sync up things just for this occasion. Livy and I have been talking just to make sure that it was cool for you, but...
okay.
All good.
Right.
Well, we cut back to the elevator. Scully has arrived, soon flanked by Reyes, Doggett, and Dr. Fountain. The expert has arrived. Soon enough, she is examining the body of Bill, pronouncing that she's never seen anything quite like this before, which sends Dr. Fountain from the room. Scully notes that there is a huge amount of insect feces on the inside of his head. That's gross. So they fed at a prodigious rate. The helmet protected him from the fall, but not from the flies in his head. Doggett wonders if someone put something in Captain Dare's helmet, Spanish fly? But Scully's not convinced. She wants to know what kind of fly would act so aggressively. Before she can theorize further, Dr. Rocky Bronzino enters the chat, stepping into the office with a marvelous entrance. And I know, we just had a clip, but this is just so good, I have to give it to you. So here we go.
The Musca vetustissima walker, the Australian bushfly. It craves protein so much it will actually crawl into your open nose, mouth, ears, even your eyes to feed on nutritious blood and moisture. Though The New Zealand screwworm fly often kills its victims in mere moments by burrowing into an open wound or cut. I'm sorry. I'm Dr. Rocky Bronzino. Hi, Rocky Bronzino. Hello there. Rocky Bronzino, field entomological expert, Rutgers University. At your service.
Oh,
Wow.
boy.
That guy is awesome. What do you think of Rocky?
He's quality entertainment for this
Oh, yeah.
episode. Very much embodies this character. He's actually been in quite a few things.
Yeah, I was going to say, where else have we seen the actor who plays Rocky Bronzino?
I mean, he's been in several notable TV shows as supporting or just one-off characters, but goes back to Cheers, ER, NYPD Blue.
Okay.
I'm reading here. It sounds like the CBS series Vegas might be his biggest role. Although I don't know that I remember that show.
I don't think anybody does, unfortunately.
2012.
Yeah. Well, Scully notes that Rocky's examples are not native to North America. She also refuses to call him Rocky. Rocky notes he's been brought in by Dr. Fountain for his knowledge. Reyes advises him that this might be a murder, pointing to the flies as suspects. So, just so we're keeping track at home, this is the second one-named entomologist with sex appeal that we've had in the X-Files up till now.
The one entomologist?
The second entomologist. Do you remember the
I thought
first
you were
one?
going to say Bambi.
Yeah, exactly.
I apologize. I thought you said first.
No, this is the second. So they do like their entomologists. Props to the entomologists.
Her name is Bambi.
Her name is Bambi. I'm actually quite surprised somebody didn't say his name is Rocky. But it didn't happen. They restrained themselves mercifully.
They did.
Well, we cut to Garfield High School, Manahawkin, New Jersey, in the cafeteria. Natalie eats her lunch alone, depressed. Across the way, another student, a nerd or geek, take your pick, Dylan Lokensgaard, who is going to play a big part in the story, looks on at Natalie forlornly. Soon enough, Winky arrives with another student, his cameraman, to interview Natalie, the last person to see Captain Dare alive. They get into a fight over Bill, Captain Dare, where Winky insists Bill died doing what he loved, but Natalie blames Winky for his death. Winky senses that Dylan is watching and turns his rage on him, threatening him and eventually smashing a piece of cake onto Dylan's head. The high school principal and Dylan's mother, notably played by Jane Lynch of Glee fame, sees this happen and summons Winky to her office. Dylan doesn't defend himself, taking it on the cheek as Winky saunters off, Natalie looking on as he goes. So, we have introduced our cast so far. What do we think of these characters? Where are we in the plot?
I'm on board so far. I can see kind of where this is heading. We've got the quote unquote bad guy, which is Winky.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't really call him a bad guy, but that is his
He's a bully.
presumed role between these children, yes.
Yeah.
And then you've got the lovable nerd who gets picked on all the time. So,
But he's carrying a torch this big for Natalie.
oh yes,
Yeah, that's written all over his face. Nicely done. Well, in the principal's office, Doggett and Reyes watch the dumbass video. Doggett figures out he solved the case, as Bill must have had crap for brains. Ba-dum-bum-tsh.
Boom.
Winky and the principal arrive so he can be questioned. As Reyes and Doggett question Winky, he's obviously scratching an itch on his back. Our heroes note that Winky set off the video of Bill's demise to TV networks, and Fox was the only one that responded. They imply that Winky might have prompted Bill's death to make a profit. Winky rejects this idea, but soon enough, he's on his feet, scratching furiously at his back, where he reveals he's got a series of bites that spell out the word dumbass, to the shock and amazement of Reyes and Doggett. All right, so
Hell.
Bugs Part 2 is where we are right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting take.
Yeah, obviously this becomes a little bit more directed. You get that sense, obviously, what the bugs are now spelling words. So obviously this is something, it's another angle to approach this with. They kind of hint at things in the beginning, but they're not sure. Now we've got words appearing on Winky's back. So
either the bugs are intelligent and doing this on their own, or they are being directed. We cut to Dylan's house as he arrives after school. Inside is a plate of food with flies on it. Dylan enters, confronted by his mother, Principal Lokensgaard. Dinner's been on the table for an hour, and she has something to talk to him about. But he's depressed and a teenager and doesn't want to hear it. He lumbers upstairs to his bedroom to flake out and listen to early Pink Floyd, and No Good Trying, notably sung by Syd Barrett.
Syd
As
Barrett
is
was referenced several times.
So many times. Like, I think Mr. Schnauz might have a thing for Syd Barrett, or at least Syd Barrett
like it.
might be the poster child for teenage angst. I'm not sure. Well, as his mom knocks on the door, Dylan reacts by turning up the music and tuning out the world as hundreds of creepy crawly bugs assemble on his windows and wall, and we fade out to our first commercial. All right, so he is the center of the bugs. That is the point we are making now.
And most notably, he has his little Iowa stereo that we all had just about. Those big freaking box speakers. Very interesting. But yes,
you can just see his dad talking about sound placement and like pushing his hands forward to gesticulate where the sound comes from.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what does this scene remind you of?
Any
The
John
Flies.
Hughes movie. Oh, The Flies? Yes. I was going to go there eventually, but it is totally a callback to was it Zero Sum?
Yes.
Yeah. Where the
Season 4.
Yeah, the flies are all over the place, just covering every little square inch.
Yeah.
And they're not bees, though, so it is legitimately different. These are creepy crawlies.
100% different.
Exactly. They're not cribbing from their own pages at all.
No.
Well, we're going to come back to Scully, examining something under a microscope. Doggett and Reyes arrive to hear Scully's discovery. All the flies that attacked Captain Dare were female. Not impossible, but probably rare. I mean, are these just horny bugs? Is that what they're saying?
I don't know. That's got to be a big deal, right, Andrew? They're all female.
Yeah, they don't want to be near him and do what he wants.
Bug fucking.
Can't really visualize it, but I guess it's a thing in this episode.
Apparently.
Something has caused the bugs to attack, or as Doggett notes, to express themselves. He shows Scully the photo of Winky's back with the word dumbass showing on his lower back from an attack of body lice. Reyes figures that someone is directing these bugs. This is a superpower moment, you would say, isolating the clues down to the logical conclusion. Anyway,
yeah,
a little bit. She's going to channel Mulder where we need to have him channeled.
Yeah.
Well, she zeroes in on Dylan Lokensgaard, who was present at each dumbass event. So we're going to cut back to Dylan, looking at himself in the mirror. The doorbell rings, and Dylan goes to see who was there. His mother was speaking to someone at the door, but soon enough, the visitor departs, and Mom sees Dylan walking away. Dylan looks through the window to see it was Natalie who'd come to pay a visit, and now she's leaving. She's leaving, Mike. Dylan's mom knocks on the door, but he decides he doesn't want to have the talk with her. Choosing to go through his window, descending the trellis, he is about to engage in hot pursuit of Natalie, but he's cut off by his mother.
Literal hot pursuit.
Where are you going?
To school?
I know where you're going.
Well, what did Natalie want?
You stay away from her. Dylan, she's no good for you. She's only going to get you into trouble.
Natalie and I were friends. We've been friends since we were kids.
But you're not kids anymore, Dylan. Which is why we need to talk, honey. You're going through changes. Your body is going through changes.
You don't understand anything. I don't want to talk to you. I wish Dad was still here. You don't know anything about me.
Honey, I want what's best for you. Dylan, come back here. Dylan!
But Dylan is already riding his bike off to school, too old for this shit, and clearly knowing more than his mom. Across the city, the camera pans down to reveal Dr. Rocky Bronzino and Dana Scully out in the field at the site of Bill's death to try and detect insect pheromones. And since this is such a wonderful faux seduction, I just have to let this scene roll too. So here we go.
And pollinate.
I'm aware how pheromones work. But according to this device, there isn't a single pheromone to be found out here.
Well, that can't be right. The biosensor we use is an actual fly antenna over which the pheromones pass. But I modified the EAG to measure in picograms, which makes it sensitive to traces a mile in any direction.
But I'm still not sure why you think that pheromones might cause an otherwise harmless fly to attack a human so violently, Doctor.
Rocky.
Rocky.
Bugs are small-minded creatures, and therefore very predictable. They don't have moods per se. They react to circumstance and stimuli, as they have been doing it for millennia.
So what do you suppose they're reacting to out here?
It may be the bugs are being somehow driven crazy with desire. You know, they say we humans respond to pheromones too.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Yeah.
Women's dormitory syndrome. It's believed that pheromones are the reason that women who live together share the same menstrual cycle.
Fascinating.
You know, when a male and female caliphid fly mate, they stay joined for up to 1.5 hours. 1.5, Doctor.
You know, Rocky, I'm a mother.
Mothers are women too.
And just as Rocky is making his move, his sensor starts beeping. A big hit. A high concentration of C13 califorone incoming. And as Scully and Bronzino are looking up in the sky, Dylan Lokensgaard passes behind them on his bicycle. All right, so a lot of stuff just happened there. Where do you want to start to recap what all of this
I'm just going to start with something unimportant, but they are carrying the tradition of the coming of age story with weird cars, and her car.
Yep.
She wouldn't be caught dead in that thing if this were real life, but
it's a classic.
No.
Okay.
If anything, it would be brand new. But yeah, so we got that, and then we have an obvious Land Rover donation to the show.
Right.
When the camera comes down to Scully at the beginning.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Bronzino is trying real hard to get canceled.
That we didn't cancel people back then.
We did not.
He just got slapped and laughed it off, you know? Oh, you.
I mean, he's not doing anything wrong. He's just being very forthright.
He's giving her the opening of all openings to take advantage of the opportunity.
I'm available.
I am so available. She does believe in pheromones, of course, because she's been the victim of pheromones. Do you know which episode I'm referring to?
Yes. It is season 1. Why can't I think of the fucking name of it? Amish Aliens.
Yes, you're getting closer.
Why can't I think of the name of it?
This is the show that
Genderbender. Jesus Christ.
Yes. So it is quite natural for her to agree in his philosophy that humans respond to pheromones.
All he needed to do was grab her hand and move his thumb around.
He didn't know. He didn't know that was the thing
this
for him.
Close.
Yeah, could have been a moment. And then, of course, to wrap it up, we have the Dylan Lokensgaard / Mrs. Ann T. Principal Lokensgaard moment. The your body's going through changes, which of course is lovingly misinterpreted as her wanting to have the sex talk, but is going to be something drastically different.
Much different.
Now, why didn't she just web him at that point? You know, you're not going anywhere.
That's the problem. This episode is really her fault.
Exactly.
She can subdue her son whenever she wants. So if she's not giving him the attention he needs and he's riding his bike away to get away from her motherly advice, she's really causing this kid a lot of trouble by not just abducting him and just going, listen, you're going to listen. I'm going to talk.
Yep.
Yeah. So
really, you cannot afford to not listen to what I am going to tell you. I think there is a page missing from this script where we see her conflicted, wanting him to have a normal life and not wanting to drop this bomb on him, but not being able to do that. You know, that would explain why she can't just, web him and tell him.
Yeah, I think that kind of scene, while I agree is probably missing, should have put it in there in a kind of a hokey way. Not the scene that you just described sounds like a little bit more dramatic of an episode, but yes, they could still make it work in this one.
Well, that's the character she's been given. With this very scene of her seeing your body's going through changes, I mean, that is so pat a scene as to almost not be necessary, but he literally rides away from it so we don't have to dwell on it, right? Anyway, I think there's a lot of good stuff there. I'm optimistic about where this episode is going at this point. I like the comedic interplay between Rocky and Scully. So yeah, it's working for me.
Absolutely.
For you?
Yeah, I like it. I think it's not absurd enough to throw me off the trail, so I'm okay with it. It's that time, everyone. The Magus Media Production sales pitch. Please check out our homepage at magusmediaproductions.net so you can stay up to date on all of our shows. Check out our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Magus Media Productions, both of which have our Discord link on it, where you can join us for live shows as we record them for future release. At Magus Media Prods on X, our Patreon, patreon.com/MagusMedia, where a $5 donation will help us keep the lights on and bringing you new content, and you get some stickers. Thank you for your consideration and support.
All right. Well, we're going to cut to the school parking lot where Natalie arrives in a Pretty in Pink era vintage VW Beetle convertible. I think it's the perfect vehicle for her. I mean, we don't know anything about her family life, but this is probably hot grandma's car that she doesn't drive anymore.
Hot grandma.
But Natalie gets to take to school, and all her friends love it. They love hanging out in that car.
Yeah, I guess. She's just offbeat enough to be seen in that car, I guess. She's the girl apparently all the guys want, but she's got a part of her that's just not popular girl enough to drive a Corvette or something.
Well, I mean, she, as a character, completely fails the Bechdel test. She doesn't even have a last name. But we know nothing about this character. Is she part of the cheerleader team? Probably not.
I'm just making jokes because she's the love interest of our main character here, and she was dating a popular kid, and now I'm just, I'll just remove all this stuff.
Well, at least he doesn't get killed and stuffed in a fridge. That's in the episode.
That's true.
So she arrives at the parking lot. Dylan careens past her on his bike, crashing into a nearby bush. Yuck, yuck. He's fine, and he plays it totally cool. They chat awkwardly. She came by to apologize for Winky's behavior, and she's realizing how much she's missed her friendship with Dylan. She's sad about Bill's death. The two of them recount memories, hide and seek, carving their names in a tree, with Mark Snow's romantic clarinet in the background. Interesting choice. The school bell rings as Doggett and Reyes arrive on the scene, asking Dylan to come with them. So in the principal's office, our agents show Dylan the dumbass video. They ask him whether he had anything against Captain Dare, but Dylan, of course, denies any involvement. Suddenly, Principal Lokensgaard, Dylan's mom, bursts in, angry that they're interrogating her son. As they try to placate her, Dylan looks up to the ceiling, seeing a cluster of flies assembling on the ceiling tiles. The trio look over, seeing that Dylan's face and body are slowly being completely covered by flies as we cut to commercial.
Mm-hmm.
And
this kid's got smarty pants written all over him.
Yeah, he does. This is a practical effect. This was not CGI. Probably easier to do practically than it would have been to do with CGI at the time.
Wait a minute.
You thought that's CGI?
Where did you hear that's not CGI?
It's literally written up and down the internet. This is a practical effect.
I'll have to. I mean, I didn't look too close at it, but I mean, that's a lot of flies.
Yes, and that is the point. It is a lot of flies. So, it's quite the scene, and it certainly makes it look like he's a victim too. And we cut back from commercial, Doggett leaving the school as men dressed in hazmat suit arrive. But Doggett mentions in passing that the bugs are all gone, and outside he connects with Reyes, who reveals that Dylan was completely unharmed, not a single bite. Principal Lokensgaard takes her son home, brushing off the agent's suggestion that they have more questions for Dylan. As Dylan gets in the car, he sees Winky and his cameraman leering at him in the distance. These guys are going to have words later. Back with Reyes and Doggett, she makes her assertion that Dylan caused the bugs to attack him to make himself look like a victim. But Doggett, he's not convinced. How did he do it? Reyes doesn't know, but she thinks she might have a way to find out. When we cut to Scully walking the hallway with Reyes and Doggett, they've collected a tissue, literally a tissue sample, that Dylan was using to wipe sweat off of his brow, and they've delivered it to Scully to test for pheromones. They connect with Rocky, who's monitoring his pheromone sensor, and he smiles as they arrive, noting he's got a big reading going off the scale here. As Scully approaches with the tissue, the machine beeps madly until it breaks. They tell him that the sample came from Dylan Lokensgaard, which causes Rocky to tilt. A boy is a boy, a bug is a bug. You can't have it both ways. The agents start postulating theories. Dylan's going through puberty. Maybe his raging teenage hormones are attracting insects. And Reyes thinks it's more than that he can control them as well. Doggett connects more dots. They saw him talking to Natalie, who is Bill's girlfriend. Oh, we're connecting the pieces there, Mike. You on board with all this?
Up. Yeah, I'm on board. I'm okay with it. So far, it's actually pretty solid in terms of an episode. I'm not showing a whole lot of things that I would find issue with. No real plot holes that I can think of.
Yeah, me too.
But,
I'm on board so far. It's all working so far. We cut to Dylan's house at night, where Dylan listens to more Sid Barrett. Natalie arrives. She needs to talk to him. So much so that she climbs the terrace to his room. She hasn't been to his room in so long. He notes since 4th grade after school, he has been carrying quite the torch for Natalie. And we get some exposition about Sid Barrett from Dylan, this brilliant guy that nobody ever understood. Natalie drops the plot nugget that Dylan's dad disappeared. We see that Natalie's smitten with Dylan and she lays it on the line. They've grown apart, but now she realizes how special he is to her. This is Dylan's dream come true, capped by her deciding to kiss him.
He wakes up stuck to his bed.
Dear Penthouse, I can't believe this is happening. However, because this is an X-Files episode,
yes,
as they continue kissing, she pulls back, her mouth bleeding. There's something wrong with his tongue. She's freaked out and decides to go. He chases after her, but she makes it to her car and drives away just as Winky and his friends arrive in their car, offering to take him for a little buzz around the block. Ooh, see what they did there?
Remember the last time a bad guy took a no-name around the block in a car?
That would be the Goldberg variation?
No, Rush. You're close, though. Season 7.
Rush.
With the fast kids. The other coming-of-age story.
Yeah, but don't they...
Let's go for a ride, buddy.
Don't they also take our protagonist from Goldberg variation for a ride? No.
You mean the guy with all the luck?
With all the luck, yeah.
Well, I mean, he's fighting the mafia, but I mean, no.
I stick by my answer, but I agree with you. Rush was also...
Let's go for a ride.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's a great little trope. They lean into it.
Yep.
In the car, Winky demands to know how Dylan keelhauled him. How did you keelhaul Captain Dare?
How did he do it? How did he do it?
In the car, Winky demands to know how Dylan killed Captain Dare. Dylan decides he'll show them, and maybe they should get their camera ready. And as they look on in horror, Dylan opens his mouth to reveal a pair of insect-like mandibles, which start to emit webs. The car hits the side of the hill and flips over, sliding to darkness as we go to commercial. So, Mike, I don't think this is how webs work.
Well, I mean, it's how it works for this. I mean,
it's true.
There's no bug man either, so I mean, we have to accept it.
We just have to accept that this is how it happens. It's true.
It's how it happens for him.
Yeah, this is how he is Spider-Man. Only it comes out of his mouth instead of a little web shooter on his wrist.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Spider-Man really should be coming out of his butt.
They should be. But they aren't. That's just what happens. All right, I withdraw my objection. It's totally valid, made up point. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, if we're going to accept this. It's the X-Files. So I mean, we have to accept that this is a creature we know nothing about, Andrew.
In a 9.5 out of 10 moment, what I would have liked would have been back when he's looking in his mirror just before Natalie arrives at the house. Mm-hmm. Again, a page from the script that probably got dropped. He's prodding at his face, like he's looking at his face. And if there was like a little bit of web in his mouth, just a little bit of foreshadowing that they can do this, would have been great. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to understand it. Just be like, what is he doing? And then later on, it's like, oh, I get it. Yeah. Would have been really great. Okay. Well, we come back from commercial to Scully and Rocky entering the Locensguard residence. Bronzino's detector finds some trace levels in the house, and Bronzino's excited by the thrill of the chase, telling Scully she completes him. She tells him she'll take upstairs, and he can search downstairs. Back at the car crash, the boys are trapped in webbing inside the upside-down car as Reyes and Doggett arrive to pick up the pieces. Winky tells them what happened, that Dylan's a freaking bug who webbed them up and then chewed his way out the back window. Reyes decides to go check on Natalie, leaving Doggett to stay with the boys. Back at the Locensguard residence, Scully enters Dylan's room, taking a call from Doggett. Doggett fills her in on the details of Dylan's violence, suggesting she should see the accident for herself. Bronzino meets her on the way out, and he continues to investigate the house. We're over at Natalie's house now. Reyes finding Natalie curled up on her bed, depressed like in a John Hughes movie. Reyes fills her in on the plot, that Dylan attacked Winky and his friends, and that he's the key to this whole thing, and she needs Natalie's help to stop Dylan. On their way out, they're met by Dylan, who wants to know why Natalie ran. Why? Why would you run from me? I'm just a normal boy. He's not a normal boy. I don't know if you figured that out.
Mrs. Gavit!
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I've given you everything.
2 sentences down, I have echoes of DPO. You're coming with me. Well, Dylan admits he's different. He admits to killing Bill, but suggests he did it to prevent Natalie from being killed. And now he wants her to come with him, just like in that other episode we just referenced, DPO. Reyes subtly reaches for her gun, telling Dylan to stay where he is. Back over the Locensguard house, Rocky continues his search of the upper floor, finding the attic. He hears a noise behind him, coming face to face with Principal Locensguard, insect-like mandibles coming out of her mouth. Webbing shoots out of her mandibles, catching Rocky by surprise, so she is one. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
They're all them. We cut to a moment later. As Dylan arrives back home with Natalie, he's come home for the car, and he's getting out of there. But his mom shuts him down. Oh, no, you won't. Finally alluding to the talk she's been wanting to have with him all episode. Alluding to the reason Dylan's father went missing. Dylan is not like the other kids. He never will be.
He's back. Did I misidentify you, sir? He's flying.
Oh, what?
He's alive.
The fly is alive.
He's awake and happy, trying to get a window right now.
Buzz is alive.
Oh my God.
I wondered why.
This episode brought him back to life.
I'm amazed that you will not just crush this guy. You can't bring yourself to. So are you going to feed him?
There's a whole... What?
Are you going to feed him?
There's another one. It's a family of buzzes. What is happening?
Well, I believe that's what happens.
Sorry.
That is what happens with flies.
But they're all huge.
Yeah, if you leave out a plate of pork and beans, they're going to eat it and get huge.
I don't know what to think right now. There's more than one. There's 2 that I can see.
Well, I don't...
Oh, joyous occasion. You finish, sir. He's alive.
I'm really not sure how to advise you in this.
I don't know. I have to...
Maybe open a window? I have to say.
Gas my house.
I'm seeing that we're joined in chat by field researcher Brand, senior field researcher Brand. If you haven't been hearing... Mike has a situation going on in his house where he's got flies.
This is a massive group of flies. Well, not a group. There's 2 flies, but they're fucking huge.
What would you call a collection of flies? Senior researcher Brand, can you please investigate what you call a group of flies? Is it a gaggle? Is it a buzz of flies? Like a murder of crows and a...
Yes.
Yeah. They're called the goddamn of flies. Yeah, that follows. Unless you're Mike, and I'm very excited to have them back with you.
I'm sorry. You go ahead.
You're going to use this, I can tell. Right.
I might have to.
We're going to cut back to Doggett, recently arrived at Natalie's house to look for Reyes. He finds her in the bedroom, encased in a cocoon. Doggett peels her out of the cocoon as Reyes reveals Dylan and Natalie were heading back to Dylan's house. And that's where Scully is, who lost contact with Rocky. We cut back to Scully sweeping through the house with gun and flashlight, finding Natalie alone in the living room. Natalie's completely freaked out and can only point upstairs when Scully asks where they are. Creeping up the stairs, Scully arrives in the attic to see cocoons in the attic, accompanied by Mark Snow's now infamous spider fingers. She finds Rocky peeling him out of a cocoon. We begin the wrap-up of this episode as law enforcement types ascend into the attic. Reyes and Doggett see Scully performing CPR on Rocky, who smugly smiles to the camera after she locks lips with him to breathe air into his lungs. And, Mike, this is more fuel to the fire that she truly is a terrible doctor if she can't recognize that he does not actually need CPR.
Yeah, going for laughs. He's a creep.
He's desperate for her love. Scully's monologue now reveals that there were 4 bodies discovered in the attic, including Dylan's father. We cut to the Locensguard clan driving away, with a very mopey Dylan drawing on the window of the car. As Scully reminds us that the heart wants what the heart wants, we cut to Natalie, drawn to the window of her bedroom to see a collection of fireflies assemble to form the words, "I love you." And we fade out. The episode comes to an end.
All right.
Well, there it is. We have flown in for a landing. Mike, would you like to give me your final thoughts?
It's all right. I like the episode. It's goofy. It's having a good time. Nothing overly ludicrous for the X-Files. You know, the one-off funnies that we occasionally see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't say that I really fault anything in this episode. It's whether or not, it comes down to whether or not you are along for the ride of a goofy X-Files episode. This doesn't really... I think we just said it like 10 minutes ago. Nothing about it has struck me as, well, that just doesn't make much sense. Or
Yep.
I'm okay with this one. This one's really a good episode, funny. Characters are in a weird spot. It's a goofy premise, but it's still X-Files, and I like it.
Well, I think you've nailed it on the head by calling it all right, or okay. I mean, it's classic Monster of the Week. It has a lot of elements we've seen from other episodes. Like, they are definitely at the stage where they're borrowing the greatest hits. I mean, we got parts from DPO, Too Shy, Terms of Endearment, making a new plot. I mean, it is a new plot, and they do it very well. But it does feel like it's trotting over familiar ground. The flies imagery evoking the scene of the bees from Zero Sum. It's just very familiar, and it's so much so it's not going to be very memorable. I'm
it wouldn't be on anyone's top list by any means.
Yeah, I'm developing a theory that the ones that are memorable are the ones that either generate controversy or really push the envelope in some way. They are challenging in some way. This one is not. It is good, but it's not great. So
it's, I easily agree with that. It's not going to jump out at you. You're not going to go, oh man, X-Files, I love Lord of the Flies. But you're definitely not going to be including it in I hate this episode because it's so piss poor. You might if you hate funny episodes, which there are definitely people out there who are like, X-Files shouldn't do funny.
Mm-hmm.
My friend being one of them. But I think this is just a fine episode. I'm happy with it. It's cute for what it needs to be, and Bronzino's funny when he needs to be. He's the comic relief, so I enjoy it. But apparently, you know who didn't like this episode?
Was it somebody from the comments of Facebook?
Robert Patrick.
Oh, yes. He had a tough time with the dialogue.
Yeah, he did not think silly was a good direction to go. So he might actually put it in the God, I hate that episode camp. But
I wonder how it does. Vince Gilligan never. Oh, no, Vince Gilligan does erect him for John Doe. But that's not a wacky episode.
No, not wacky.
Like, oh, I'm of course thinking of somebody else. I mean, Vince Gilligan has a little bit of wacky in him, but it's Darren Morgan. Like, that would be an interesting combination if we had a Darren Morgan episode with Robert Patrick in it.
Yeah, and I would say, and I'm speaking completely conjecture, it's assuming that Robert Patrick didn't know anything or much about the X-Files before he applied for the job or auditioned for it. I can imagine him thinking this would be more of a science fiction, serious show.
The show is a mega hit though. 6 seasons.
Yeah, but I'm just conjecturing.
You know, I'm a movie actor. I don't really watch TV. It was kind of one of the first big movie to small screen transitions. I mean, we see it all the time now, but back then it didn't really. You had TV actors and you had movie actors, and it was always TV actors wanting to go into movie.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now it's the other way around. Now they're like, get me on a freaking Marvel show.
Get me on a 12 episode arc of True Detective or some kind of barn burner of a premier streamer.
Yeah.
They can really stretch their legs on those. Well, we did have a comment on Facebook about Lord of the Flies. Shall I read it?
Yes, please.
All right. Well, Emily Messenger said, I wish Lord of the Flies was a Mandela, which I'm not really sure what she means there, but she's also saying AKA
Mandela effect.
Mengele, according to Reggie, something in season 11, effect thing, a Mandela effect thing. Something we all kind of vaguely remember, but that never actually happened in real life. Oh, so I'm thinking what she's saying. She didn't actually like this episode.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it.
Yeah. Doesn't say why. She just wished that we all didn't remember it.
And I can understand that. Again, it's goofy. It's not supposed to be taken seriously at all. But at the same time, do we need this episode, I guess, is it? And the answer is no. Well, but it's not an offensive no, just a no, we don't. Doesn't add much to the show. It doesn't take away anything from it.
It occupies the space where a better episode could have lived.
Essentially. But I argue the next episode could be deleted.
Yes. I will say that it's probably a tough thing to be a studio executive, having to gauge the slings and arrows of the audience's taste. And it could be that they need to have a couple easy line drives for episodes, ones that aren't going to really offend anybody. They're going to tie it together nicely. They're going to be something the whole family can watch with a little bit of shock, a little bit of awe, a little bit of kissing, a little bit of revenge, all the bolts and pieces that, really come together to make a nice episode. I think that's what this episode does for the show. Is it's a bit conservative. It doesn't really challenge, it's no Home.
No, it is not.
Different kind of a fun fact. That is the first and last episode of X-Files that my wife saw back in the day.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, this is what this show is? I don't think so.
So she's never come back to it?
I think a little bit, but no, there was definitely there are other shows I could watch instead of this one.
Talk about pulling a card out of a deck.
Yeah.
And getting a feel for the whole show. That's incest. Beating people to death with clubs. Yeah, that's
the happy soundtrack. Oh,
and wonderful music to accompany it.
Yeah, it was a barn burner. That one, that one. That's definitely a lover to hate it kind of episode.
I don't know how you could hate that episode, except for the themes of it. I guess you can hate, but the episode is fantastic.
Well, that was that episode, and this is this episode, and I think we are done this episode, Mike. Unless you have anything else you want to say about it.
No, just as I've come to know the last few weeks here, there's flies everywhere, and be gentle to them and they will treat you nicely. At least I'm hoping. I'm waiting for one to stab me in the back here somewhere, but...
And this was the last episode I ever recorded with Mike. Fun fact.
I don't know where they went. Just as fast as they came, they're gone. Doing a quick scan, I don't see any. Nothing's flying around anymore. I don't know.
Do you hear a buzzing sound between your ears?
I don't. I think my head's going to cave in.
Well, tune in next week, folks, and we'll see if Mike has made it through another week of flies in his office.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you liked what you heard, please rate and review on your podcast app of choice. Andrew and I would be eternally grateful to you fine people for helping us expand and get the word out. Also, we've got a killer group on Facebook. Feel free to join in on the discussion at facebook.com/groups/thisisnothappeningpod and become an official member of the syndicate. We do polls and we have questions for every episode to give you guys the opportunity to chime in and possibly let your voice be heard on our recordings. And please join us on our new Twitter at tinhxfilespod, no dash, to stay up to date on everything, moment to moment. Thank you, and remember, don't stop swimming.